Fuchs in the house. How's everybody doing? Doing this video right before Thanksgiving, and I got some stuff on my plate, so Fuchs in the house is going to be taking a break. Um, I am not sure if I'm going to have something by Christmas or not. Um, just see if I got stuff that I got to take care of, and it's like, yeah, that's got to get going. So while I'm doing this video, today I went grocery shopping for my parents, and so I got the list. And I get over to my parents, and I give my mom's like, I didn't ask for celery. We got celery. I'm like, it's on the list. Celery's on the list. So, like, yeah, where the hell's the list? I'll get this list. So I go get the list, and it's lettuce, cereal, potatoes. And so I grab celery instead of thinking cereal. It's just thinking produce when I was getting the lettuce and the potatoes. So now my mom's like, I don't need it. So now I got celery. I'm not a huge celery person. So I decided to buy some broth, and I had some potatoes at home. So I have a beef soup with potatoes and celery. And it isn't bad. I was kind of surprised. What I did is, this is there, right? Let's see if I can get that. Nope, sorry. There we go. It worked out pretty good. What I did is put the broth in, cut up the celery. I should have made a video, but I was like, yeah, you guys are probably sick of me in the kitchen. Uh, is cut up the celery and potatoes, put that in the broth. I added garlic pepper. I didn't put salt in, I don't think. And I put some garlic, paprika, garlic pepper, paprika, or garlic salt. Oh, no, it is garlic pepper, but there's salt in the ingredients. I'm sorry, but that's the reason I didn't put salt, is it's garlic pepper, a combination, but there's salt in it. And then I put paprika, and then I did put black pepper in there because the garlic pepper, there's not that much pepper in there. You can't tell. I mean, that's the way I look at it. And I put that on, let that go for about an hour, and I cleaned washed my floors while that was going on. And it turned out pretty good. I was kind of surprised. Like I said, I'm not a huge celery person, but that's the way that is. And then food wise, I know I mentioned this earlier. Curly's, my mom liked this, but I went and tried the pulled white meat chicken. You can't tell the difference. The sauce takes over everything. And if you take the pork or the chicken. So, but my mom, she liked the pork when I got it for her. And it was on sale, and I thought I'd try the chicken just to see if there was a difference. And I don't think you really can tell the difference because of the sauce. The flavor's good. It's got a good flavor, but just because of the barbecue sauce. But the deal, it's a pound of meat, and for myself, it gave me some leftovers, and one knows where you don't know what to cook sometimes. So that is that. I do have a couple of playlists. I'll push my Christmas playlist from last year. There's 10 songs on it, 10 different artists. And then I put together recently a contemporary Christian playlist with 10 musicians, artists. And yeah, if anybody's got any comments on that, I wouldn't mind throwing something on a video or something if you go and check it out and see what your thoughts are on my playlists. Tried to mix it up with the different, like I say, one artist, one song is how I wanted to do it. And well, I played the Christmas music, which I usually don't, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna listen to my playlist, and it wasn't bad. I liked it. I enjoyed it. So if you get a chance, see what your thoughts are. I know not many people are contemporary Christian music, so but if you get a chance for the Christmas music, see what your thoughts are about the artists. Give that a shot. I'm going to go into movie talk and then sports talk. I should do, yeah. Movie talk. I ended up watching a couple, and I'm getting caught up on this. So I got so many damn videos. It's unreal. And one of the movies I should have done during October, but I was getting caught up with stuff. Um, Two of the movies are dealing with school, and I kind of get kick out of it. And they're not bad either one of them. One's a little low budget, but they worked. So I'm not going with those first. I'm gonna go with Liam Neeson, and it's called Nonstop 2014. 6.9. He plays an air marshal, and it just high. I don't know. There's some. I didn't. This got a 6.9. I don't think I'd give it a 6.9. What I'll there's another movie I'll mention, and I'd switch the ratings. I think. I don't know. It's just something. I don't know if it's something I need to watch that movie again, and I just was in the mood. And I am gonna try some of my soups. So give me a moment here. Well, I wanted to. It works out pretty good. I was kind of surprised. I didn't know what to expect, and the beef broth and the celery work together with the potato. So, and then, like I say, the seasoning. But he plays AR martial. Like I say, I try not to go too deep into movies. Um, it's just something there didn't click with me. I don't know if it's something like it's kind of this kind of scenario has been done, and I don't know. So that was just me. It got a 6.9, 2014. And then I watched Van Helsing, um, 2004 version, Hugh Jackman. I think there's a newer version, but I watched 2004. And this movie, I remember seeing this in the movie theater, and back then I was not impressed. And I left the theater. I was like, I don't know. And again, one of those things. I watched it this time, and I kind of enjoyed it. It gets a little crazy, but the person that hunts Dracula is back in the 70s. Peter Cushing's. Oh my word! I cannot think of the other actor. I could picture him. I just can't think of him. He Peter Cushing's would play Van Helsing for the most part and go after Dracula. Oh my word! I got Vincent Price. It isn't Vincent Price. Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee. There we go. Took me a moment. Uh, so if you're looking for an action movie, and it's all right. So then my next movies, Super Detention, 2016, got a 4.8. Oh, Ben he's got a 6.1, and that's where I would reverse. I'd give 6.9 to Ben Helsing, and then 6.1 to Nonstop. That's how I'd look at it for that. But Super Detention, somebody had a thing, X-Men meets the Breakfast Club. It kind of has that kind of thing with it. So you got a bunch of mutants that get put into detention at a mutant high school. Um, and it got a 4.8. It's there. I mean, that's what I'm going to say. I mean, I guess you could maybe give it a 5. I mean, if it's one of those things, to be honest, I think it could be a midnight movie or a madness kind of movie where, it gets a following. And then next one, School of Life, 2005, Ryan Reynolds. Decent, good comedy drama. A new teacher comes and kind of becomes popular, and doesn't sit well with one of the teachers. But good storyline. It's kind of got that make you laugh, make you cry kind of movie. And so those are my movies. And sports. This is gonna be a wow. I'm kind of hoping to get this on 10, but I'm covering a lot here. So sport wise, I'm gonna start with UWM. I kind of go with the Panthers sports because they don't really get talked about that much. And I wish I would have followed the UW Women Volleyball team. They ended up 21-12, and they got upended in the Horizon League by number 6 Cleveland State. So I think they needed to win with them being in the Horizon League. The only way they get into the tournament is they almost are ranked. That if they get booted, but 21-12 in another, but they probably have a chance. But there's a video out there that I put a clip of them playing Air Force, and it's a good highlight clip if you're looking to watch some volleyball in a short of time. It seemed like that would have been a good match to go watch for what I saw. So yeah, they ended up 21-12, lost to number 6 rank, the 6th seed in the tournament, and so it seemed like they had a decent team. Then UW Women Basketball, they're 2-3. Kind of, it looks like they started off slow. They hung in with Badger Basketball that they could stomped. They won their last 2, so they were their first 2 wins came in the McNeese tournament. So they went down to McNeese. I don't know if it's McNeese State, so I apologize. And played in their tournament and won the last 2 games. So kind of nice to see them go on the road, win some teams that they usually don't play. So get a little, hopefully, some recognition that way. And UWM Men's Basketball, they're 2-2, but I'm not sure this season. I think the women basketball team does have a chance in the Horizon League. The men's, they didn't prove too well. They played 2 opponents, Providence and Colorado, in back-to-back. So I don't know, that road trip kind of going from the East Coast to the West probably could have been something. But yeah, not too much there. And their other games have been kind of a weak schedule. But we'll see what happens with them. See if they gel and go from there. And hopefully things go. And my last thing is Green Bay Packers. I'm just going to go with it. I can say I'm not impressed with the GM. Believes in his draft picks and holding on to them as long as possible. And I look at it as your draft pick is, and you're looking for a project. You can't have a full team of projects. I mean, that's just me, and I'm going to go with it. It's like, you know what? There's a waiver wire. The Douglas trade, that one didn't make no sense to me. I would have thought they'd maybe trade Preston Smith before Douglas, so I don't know what the hell happened there. I just something there that just, I don't know. I'm not impressed with the GM. Offensive line sucks. And I'll go with, people are like, get a little bit on A.J. Dillon. I like A.J. Dillon. I think if you give him an offensive line, he shows that he'll get you, he may not get the 99-yard run or whatever, but you got to give him a hole to get to. I mean, if you're getting tackled like a yard deep, that ain't on him. So that just proves the offensive line. Again, projects, they're young, understandable, but if there's some, you got trainer, you got coaches, you're the GM, you need to know your product. It's like, hey, is there something on the practice squad, another team's practice squad? Is there somebody out on waivers that may be possibly worth getting? Wide receivers, I'm looking at next year, maybe 2 or 3 of these wide receivers sticking. I do not want to see all of these wide receivers on this team next year. Again, projects, and I'm sorry, each team that we've played so far does not have 4 or 5 defensive backs that are that good to cover these guys each week. I mean, there's the separate, I think the team's the worst in wide receiver separation, and I totally understand you're getting your system in, but something's there that's just not impressing me. Again, just because they're draft picks, if you could go find somebody, go for it. It isn't what you got right now. Hey, if I'm leaning towards some of these guys will do better on another team because there's literally a number 1 and 2 on those other teams that these guys would shine because they're getting the number 1 and 2s are getting focused on. These guys are just like, hey, here you go. Just the defensive coordinators and these other teams got to be like, wow, we're not don't have to do much with the Packers. It's the way I look at it. Until I see something where it's like some guy gets 7, 8 catches and maybe throwing like 9 catches and maybe drops, misses one. It happens. So that's my take on that. Defensive line, linebacker, you can do the same thing. Somebody needs to either walk or the defense scheme needs to be changed because Pittsburgh, those holes, I was like, my dad could have at least gotten to the damn offensive line for Pittsburgh. Those holes were that big. I was like, holy cow. It's like somebody needs to take responsibility on that. And again, if your defensive backs and your safeties shouldn't be making the tackles to try to save things. So again, I don't know. The scheme needs to be changed. Talent wise, I totally understand, but this project thing, you can't have a whole team of project. And then next year it's like, okay, is he still a project? It's like, no, you can't. Again, there's a waiver wire, and I think there's a chance for some things. I think they could have gotten some from Preston Smith. Why not? That's the way I look at that. But that is my videos. Wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and this is a pretty long one. But again, I don't know when I'll see about getting a video around the holidays, and if not, 2024 is coming around the corner. So I hope everybody enjoys. There's a couple of previous videos. I did try to clean some stuff up with YouTube from old stuff, and so it's out there. Thanks for watching, and have a good evening, and try to enjoy. Thanks.